Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Another quick video for you, and this is basically B-52 3 and 4 undercarriage bay upper roof modification revisited. So basically Modelcollect, this is the Modelcollect centre fuselage section for all of their models, early, late, GH, whatever. And basically you've got 4 undercarriage bays. This is the forward end of the plane. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 is how they're referred to. And basically 1 and 2, the roof area, the sides are really crammed with lots and lots of bits and pieces, the air conditioning unit, and there's a thing called the hot potato and all that sort of stuff. But the back end, 3 and 4, is very, very simple. But unfortunately, what Modelcollect have done, they've given you identical wheelbase front and back. Now it's funny because if you look at the Revell monogram kit, they've given you identical wheelbase front and back, but they've gone for the simplistic look, so they've both got the simple end. But if you look at the AMT slash Italeri kit, they've got it correct, although they're a little shallow. So, and these are actually a little too deep. So, you know, you pay your money, you take your choice. So rather than go for a complete and utter correction that actually gets them in the right position and everything, what I've done is made a correction for the kit parts. So let's see what we're looking at first of all. This is my Bible I like to use for the B-52. Even though this only covers the H, stuff like undercarriage bays and, you know, lots and lots of stuff on the aircraft, it's the same sort of all the way through. So, you know, it's generally the cockpit hasn't changed very much. You know, it's very interesting to use this book as a reference. So this is the book and the ISB number is there. Okay, so if you want to get this book, it's absolutely brilliant. So I've marked the pages. So just to quickly show you, very briefly, this is the front undercarriage bay, and as you can see, there's a lot, well, the front 2 undercarriage bays, should I say. It shows it on here, as you can see, there's an image, and this is showing number 1, and then we'll look at number 2, and then we've got 3 and 4 back here. So basically, as you can see, we've got a very, very busy looking undercarriage bay with lots of boxes and cabling and pipe work and all sorts of stuff. You know, you can see all those boxes there and all the cabling, and these are for the weapon systems and all that. So very, very busy. Now when we come to the rear 2, 3 and 4, you can see very, very different, very simple, very clean. Not much really in there at all. So you can see there, and then over the page here we've got looking directly up into the roof. So this is like if you're laying on your back under the plane, that's what you're going to see. You can see there's the roof with that funny shape there. So basically you can see there's a massive difference between the front and rear, and you can also see here at the rear end, in my last video somebody commented that they think this angled bulkhead goes towards the bomb bay. Well, it's in wheel well 4. Wheel well 4 doesn't look at the bomb bay. Wheel well 4 is behind wheel well 3, which is in front of the bomb bay. So, and you can look here as well, looking back, you'll see there's no undercarriage. So basically that is looking backwards. So the angled bulkhead I have also made as well. And if you watch my HPH review, that's something HPH made a mistake with. They don't have that angled bulkhead in there, they've just got a straight one. So I'm going to be making a bulkhead for that kit as well. So this is what they give you in the Modelcollect kit, and I'm just going to try and put this in. It's a bit fiddly trying to do it. When you normally build the model, you would have this led on its half, and you would build it into the half and then put the halves together. But I've just got this all taped together just to show you what I'm doing. Now I'm not sure if this is the right way round, but it's basically in there. And what we've got in here, you can see there's a groove. Just see that wide groove down in there? There's like a complete bulkhead that goes in that supports the undercarriage. So basically these go either side of that. So you've got one floor there, and then you've got this one behind. And when I put this in, that one normally falls out because the design is such that when you put this one in, it's slightly wider. So I'll hold the fuselage together to stop it falling out. So basically that's how it goes. Okay, so when you look up in the undercarriage bay, that's what you're going to see. There's a box that goes on in these pipes here, and this sticking out here gives you some alignment for the rear section going on. You've got this box on the side here, which I believe is incorrect. But also the other thing is when you look up into the wheel bay here, just look up into an open space. There's no bulkhead or anything there. So what have I made? If you remember in my last video, I showed you I made these, and they had the square sides on them, and said you had to sand them down to fit them, and I decided that I didn't like that, and also I basically moulded them this way up. I was getting air bubbles, issues with air bubbles, so made new moulds, and this is what we've got now. So we've got the same thing. You can see they look pretty much identical, but I've moulded them differently. I've made them in a different way. So basically what we've got now is a part, that's a square one, sorry. We've got a part that is now moulded this way up. So we've got a little bit of a plug on here, but we don't need to remove that because that sits in the back of the fuselage behind the bulkhead. What we do need to remove is these little wedges in here. You can see I've got these little bits of card in here. Just break them out, cut them out with a knife, like so. Just come in with a knife and just trim them out. You don't need to worry about sanding and stuff, so you don't have to worry about the dust and hurting your health. So just cut them out like so, and then you will end up with, here's one I did earlier, you will end up with something like that. And you can see there's just a witness there of where I've cut it out. Okay, so there's that one. And then this one, you've got a plug on the end. Now you need to be careful when you cut the plug off of this one. You do need to cut the plug off of this one because it goes between two bulkheads. Don't cut it on this side. When you look at this side, you can see there's a line there, a clear line, which you could use to cut from, but then you'll cut it off too short. It needs to be cut from this side. So all you're doing is removing that little lump from this up. I'm going to use a pen, so you're cutting it along there. Okay, and if you look there, if you cut it along there, you can see here that you'll cut it too short. Okay, so it has to be cut from this side. So you're removing that, and then not from that line on the back. Okay, so here's another one I prepared earlier, and there we go. It's got the red line on it to warn me not to cut it there. So basically you do that, and then you can just give it a little sand, get it a clean up, whatever, make it fit. Now, as I say, when you assemble this, you'll be doing it as two fuselage halves, so you can put that in and make sure it fits nicely and everything. Again, we've got the arrows on there, as I did on the other ones. You've got the arrow on there to show you which is forward. So basically you can't go wrong there. So this one is going to slot in to the fuselage like so. So that's going to sit, it should click in, there you go. And then we're just going to budge that forward so it sits in front of that groove where the landing gear support bulkhead's going to go. And then this rear one is going to slip into that groove behind it. And remember, you'd be building this in two halves, and then butt up to the bulkhead that the undercarriage sits on, and then you've got that lump at the back. So when you actually look at your undercarriage bay now, you're going to see this simplified version of the upper wall with the two little funny shaped divots in there to allow the wheels to go up in. And then, and as I say, this is too high. It should be closer to the bottom of the aircraft. And then basically I've made this bulkhead. Now when you get yours, it will look like this. Okay, and all these bits of flash on here are to allow the bubbles to escape, so you don't get bubbles on here. And you're going to cut that off along that line there. Okay, so you're simply just going to cut that off, give it a quick sand, a quick clean up, and you end up with that. And then what you're going to do is that is going to slot into there. In fact, I'll do it out of the aircraft so you can see that is going to slot into there like so, and then you can just super glue that in. Okay, give it a bit of a clean up to make sure it goes in nice and square. I haven't spent long doing it, so it needs to be done properly. And then that's going to go into there in those grooves, and that will sit like that. So when you see, look in the undercarriage bay, you'll see a bulkhead. If my hand is the rear of the fuselage, you'll see a bulkhead there rather than just an open hole. So, and when you look at that way, you'll see the bulkhead on the back of the bomb bay. Okay, so there you go. Thanks for watching. Oh, just before I go, I'll mention, if you do want to get yourself a set of these, drop me an email, nigelsmodelingbench@gmail.com, and let me know where in the world you are so I can give you a price with postage. I've also done you've probably already seen these, this is the early G nose, or early G/H nose. That's all fitted, and you can see that I've still got some sanding to do there, but I haven't done that yet because this is going to be my my sort of donor, if you like. And I've also made wing tanks, which I'm currently making new moulds for, and I've also done the engine mods. If you look back a couple of weeks ago, I did a video on how I've made parts to vastly improve the look of the engines using the Edward set and my resin parts, and you end up with some beautiful looking engines. And the good news for a lot of people have been asking, the late GH nose with the lumps and bumps on the bottom, which will replace this awful nose here. Basically, that is currently being moulded as we speak. So today being, what's today? Monday the 17th of August 2020. So hopefully by the end of this week I should have those ready to go as well. But I'll do a tutorial video like I did with the other one. I'll do a how to fit it. So there we go, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all later. Bye for now.